Hello, everyone, and welcome to HypnoTalk. I'm Troy Parkins, and I'm here with
Janna Troy, your friendly hypnotherapist.
who I heard today. Well, first of all, let me comment that I love your studio right now. That is the most amazing feel-good studio. Spring has sprung. The look is fabulous, and the background and the ambient sound is remarkable.
Yes, teeming with wildlife. We have a chicken over here and a dog over there and birds up in the trees. And this is my meditation cheating chair because I have to admit this is where I meditate a lot of the time. And it's not the bolt upright spine like we were taught in yoga. It's the
Ah, I think whatever
slump
works for
back,
people, right?
sit
Whatever
down.
works for people, I think,
It works
But
for me.
you have teased it because we are going to talk about other types of modalities. But
Yes,
first, I saw on Instagram you were sailing with
I
the
was.
dolphins. Like
Yes.
just like what, a couple hours ago. You were
Oh,
sailing with the
that's from
dolphins.
outside. I'm still just reeling from this experience. It was the most unexpected experience. And of course, being a beach person and an ocean swimmer and a sailor, I see dolphins a lot. But today, you guys, like literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands, the biggest pod of dolphins I have ever seen in my entire life. And they came up, and you know what I'll do? I'll post it on my YouTube channel too. I haven't done that yet. It's on my Instagram, Janna Troy hypnotherapist, but I'll put it up on YouTube just to see. Just a few minutes of me sitting on the bow of the boat watching these dolphins surf our bow wave. It was just the most amazing thing, so close up. I got squirted in the face with spray as they exhaled. It was like when your dog sneezes on you. It was like that close. And we're clicking along at like 6 knots. And this one looks up at me, goes way out faster than the boat in front, and gives me one of those wafoom things with his tail and just drenches me with water. Like, it's like how little kids play with each other
Yeah,
in the water.
he was playing with you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Don't tell my dog, oh man, will he be jealous? Oh, he can't know.
No. Well, if he follows you on Instagram, he's gonna see
He
the
might
video,
find out.
sadly. Yeah. But hey, you know what we'll do? We'll put in the comments down below. We'll put your Instagram link in there so people could see that kind of stuff. But yes, post it on YouTube as well because that was remarkable. I saw one dolphin and I said, "Oh, look, one dolphin." Then I saw two, and then three, and then many. I
And
was
then it
like,
was
"What's
like,
going on?"
yeah, it was like Revenge of the Dolphins. Like Hitchcock could have had such fun with it. But I was very conscious of the present moment. So one of the other things we were going to talk about today is some of the other stuff that I like to do and that I'm doing. And right now I'm in becoming a teacher of presence with Eckhart Tolle. And all these are adjuncts to the hypnotherapy business. But I was very conscious of being present. And the first present thing that I was conscious of is don't drop your phone in the water. And I realized that thought was a present moment thought, but it wasn't necessarily conducive to having a good experience. So as I'm taking my little video, I was thinking about my kids, and I thought I need to take the video for the kids so that I can send the video to the kids and show them these dolphins. But see, that's future. So I was making the present moment a means to an end, not like a bad thing, but the fact that I noticed that was powerful. And then I realized after a couple of minutes of video that was enough to put the phone away. And my thinking mind didn't want to put the phone away because it thought, what if there's better shots to get? There's even more dolphins out now. And I could have said this or I should have shown that. But I put
You
the
would have
phone
had a case
down
of the
and I
shouldas.
just got as present as I possibly could. And that's when I noticed that I had been crying. Like my whole face was just full of tears of just, even to try to define it would have squashed it down. You know, gratitude, yes. But wow.
Amazing.
My ego really wanted to make it be about me. Like, these dolphins really like me, you know, and that's why they're here. Because why would they not show up for me?
And they're hooked in.
Yeah. And then I teach a lot of law of attraction. And with a lot of people, I use ocean imagery. And in some of the ocean imagery, what we call journeys, we use in hypnosis, the way I speak about it, dolphins show up. That there's always these pods of friendly dolphins that come, and that shows up in my speech, in my storytelling. So then I was like, oh, I've manifested dolphins. It's law of attraction. So even then, which may also be the case, but my mind wanted to define what was happening and make up something about it. And as beautiful as that idea is, and as much as I enjoy being right about it,
did you check that one off?
It's still between me and the experience. So I let that thought go. So letting things go, let that thought go, and just be there. Just experience the experience. And that it was and then I thought, but when it's over, then, you know, it's going to be a big loss to my day. And that was another thing that I noticed that I do. What made the dolphin experience supposedly, quote unquote, better than after the dolphins left and we were in the car on the freeway? Why was being in the car on the freeway not as fun as those moments with dolphins? So then all the beliefs about how the freeway sucks had to fall away and just be in the experience of that.
Were you experiencing your experience?
I was in and out.
I acknowledge you for being able to even see that. That's very good self-discovery that you know, oh, well, I'm in and out, and you're having this conversation. So that brings us to what we were going to talk about, because people do ask, okay, other than hypnosis, what else is Janna doing into? And let's get onto this presence. This other modality that we'll call presence, and being present. And I know in the past you were a yoga instructor. I know you're certified. I know you did Bikram. You did all that. Really cool. And you did mention to me earlier that some people, they do yoga, but then as soon as they leave the studio, poof, it just poof. They're present in the studio, then they go home and it's a different story.
Yeah.
So let's talk about presence. And we're all here about, you know, that's why our viewers watch you. They want to know about this kind of stuff. So what do you have to say about presence, and how does presence support our viewers out there?
Presence is what I would say Eckhart Tolle would call the portal to a state of grace, a state of empowerment. You can call it whatever you want, but there's a big sales pitch I would want to do in an argument for presence being far more significant than anyone would ever really imagine. It's the most important thing when it comes to transformation. Letting go of things is far more empowering than learning stuff, even though I absolutely love to learn stuff. But learning stuff is just the fun stuff we do in life, which is great. But being present in whatever we're doing, learning, whatever it is, and not resisting that present moment. That's where all the juice in life happens. So for me, I know if I had to list, if assassins came to the backyard right now and they said, we're going to pull the trigger in 3 minutes, you have 3 minutes to write down the top 5 moments of your life, I would write down the top 5 moments of my life, and I guarantee you that every one of those moments I was hyper present. And that's true of everything. The present, everything that's really impactful, every moment of deep love or satisfaction that we've ever had has happened in the present moment. It hasn't happened when we're thinking about what's going to happen or we're remembering what used to happen. It happens now. And I think studies have shown that 98% of what people think about in terms of what's going to happen in the future never happens. Future focus is where anxiety comes from. It's the gap between the present moment and wanting to be in some future state or wanting to prevent some calamity, perceived calamity. So it's being in the mind. So the present moment is about getting out of the thinking mind and experiencing the dolphins. Even when life isn't unfolding in such a way that there are dolphins, it's removing the label that there's something wrong with that and being present with it, that there's value there, even if the present moment sucks ass, like if you have the stomach flu or food poisoning. But still just allowing that to be drops the resistance to it and allows something full or deep or meaningful to emerge. So it's a state of empowerment. And it's a way to, it's something a person can do, whether they're at the end of their yoga class and they're lying there in savasana. If you don't do yoga, savasana is where you lay flat on your back and your palms are facing up and you're in a deeper state of meditation.
I love that pose.
I know, it's great. But can you be in savasana all the time? And so then it's little baby steps to learn. It's first, it's easy to do that in yoga, or it's easy to do that when you're meditating. But then can you stay grounded and rooted and have one foot kind of anchored there, even while you and I are having a conversation? In other words, can I have this conversation with you and still notice the leaf that fell onto my iPad keyboard and hear the wind chimes and be here? Can I still be here even though I'm recanting a story about the dolphins? Can I still be where I am and have most of my awareness grounded here? And the honest truth is, for me now, not much. Okay, I'm in and out. And I think that's important for you to realize that you're not, it's like riding a bicycle. You're not going to just pop right up and do it perfectly at first, but there's value in the practice, and it gains momentum as it becomes a more familiar state. So of course, you know me, I have 500 more hours of discourse on any one given subject. There's a lot more I could say about that, but I'll come up for air.
That was really good, though. So, I like to coach and give examples, and people tell me, they say, oh my God, time's just flying. I can't believe it's been 2 years already, or 5 years, or 10 years, or whatever it is. I like to use this example, and tell me what your thoughts are on this. Kids, and even when I remember when I was a kid, I remember when I was 8 years old and I was playing baseball and I was collecting baseball cards. That summer lasted forever and I loved it. I was a maniac on a mission, running around all over the place, and I loved it. as I became an adult and I hear from other adults, when that concept of time flying, let me ask you, could this be presence? Is this because as a kid, kids are 100%, in my observation, present in the moment?
Yes.
Where
Yes.
adults are always worried about something. What do I look like? What is he thinking of me? What's she thinking of me? How am I going to make this money? How am I going to pay my rent? I'm driving. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What say you?
Yeah. So let's say that you have, not you specifically, Troy, but you viewer, you friend out in, happy Hypnoland. Let's say that you've got something on your mind. And we'll just say it's finances, just for the sake of argument, right? How am I going to make that money? How am I going to make ends meet? What am I going to do about that? And if you think about it, how many minutes a day do you spend thinking? How many hours of the day do you spend worrying, if you had to guess? And you can do a little quick calculation of your waking hours. Let's say you sleep 8 hours a night and you're up 16. And let's say someone says, wow, I spend this number of hours thinking about my problems. And then the rest of the time I'm watching Netflix, because that's a way to stop thinking, right? But it's not, and I watch Netflix too. God knows I watch a lot of it. But it can also be a way to avoid your actual life that you're living. So then let's put another 4 hours of Netflix on there. And pretty soon the majority of every day is spent in your head, either anticipating what you're going to need to do, or worrying about your problem, or feeling regretful about the thing that you don't have anymore that's gone, or being in TV. And pretty soon you go, my day is gone. How did it get to be this late? The sun
Where
is
did
going
the day
down.
go? Yes.
And so you weren't in your body, in your life. You were not sitting there watching the dolphins go by under your feet. Now, at first, we woke up this morning and we weren't gonna go on the boat today. Our jib sail is getting repaired, and so we knew we'd put the main up maybe, but we weren't gonna really be sailing. We'd be motoring around. But we're like, oh yeah, let's go down to the boat. It was like a spontaneous thing. And part of me is like, shit, I still have to go to the grocery store. I got to get ready for this. The house is dirty. And I started to go through the things I should be doing. And then I thought, no, I'm going to be a good partner here, and I'm going to not complain for 5 seconds, which is rare for me. So then I'm just going to slap a smile on my face, like, yeah, okay, let's go to the boat. And the irony of that was not lost on me. That this day would have sped fast by for me also if I would have been home starting to stress out about all the crap I have to do this week, or all the groceries I need to buy, or whatever it is. And instead, I just decided to jump in and participate, kind of kicking and screaming. Like Bob Ross said, it was a happy accident, And so I'm in this happy accident of a boat, and it's like, whee, and we're in the boat, and this is happening, and I thought, whoa. I mean, but that's just participating in life. And maybe getting out of the comfort zone of what we think we need to be doing, and having our motivation and what we do all weekend being dictated by our fears of what'll happen if we don't do it. And maybe just go outside and see what happens.
Well, I was going to say the dolphins for you could be the leaves, or it's very windy today in Southern California. So it could just be the leaves flowing through, a park. It could be the sound of birds, which we are getting
right
a delightful.
Right there, I've got a climbing rose, and I've been sitting here talking to you and I didn't notice it. And it's absolutely beautiful. If I get present enough, the aliveness in that rose bush, the beauty of that rose is just as magical as those dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
As is this avocado tree and that chicken of mine.
I can't wait to see your chicken. So by the way, after we're done with this, I want you to show me your chicken, because I don't know if the viewers know this, but I love chickens. My goal is to have a chicken coop with 12 chickens laying 12 eggs every single day. And I'm going to be that guy that gives free eggs out to anybody who wants them.
You'll have to, because when they go through those phases, wow.
Yeah.
And you have to really enjoy chicken poop because it goes everywhere.
It's great for the garden, I hear.
It's great, except for a while things only got really green and stopped bluing because there's a lot of nitrogen in it, so the balance gets a little off. But yeah, I've loved my chickens.
I'm going to point this out because this is a very present moment in HypnoTalk. This is very present because this is not scripted. We talk before HypnoTalk. We talk about some topics. We talk about where we want to go with them. But chickens were not in our daily discussion. However, being present, I love that we get to talk about chickens. Just saying. That's present. And get this. We have a question. Are you ready, Ms. Janna, for a question?
I am so ready.
Person says, I meditate. Meditation helps me with presence. How do I stay present when I'm not meditating? I think you kind of touched on this with the yoga thing, but meditation, same kind of concept.
Mm-hmm. For me, I got to tell you, it's not like there's an easy answer. It's an acquired skill. The fact that you want to stay present and keep that state of feeling good, feeling grounded, being present is a good thing. So first, notice that there's a desire. You just put that out there. I start every morning by reminding myself that my intention, and this is my intention that I've committed to for the next 5 months, is to ground myself deeper in a state of presence during the parts of my day that aren't necessarily about meditation and yoga and stuff like that. So I catch myself all the time not present. I would suggest that you will start to do that too. You'll all of a sudden pull out of some big mental tangent, right? And you'll go, oh, rat crap, I wasn't present. Eliminate the rat crap. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. That's true of all of us, unless we've had some big epiphany like Eckhart has. It's such a wonderful thing to notice when we're not present. One of the best ways is, separate from meditation, I would listen to an Eckhart Tolle podcast or video with my headphones on as I took a walk. And I would notice that some days I could stay with it and some days not so much. But when I stayed with it, it was the best part of my day. So what starts to happen is being outside, being in nature, and doing a walking meditation that is being guided by someone who is present, like he is, Eckhart Tolle, can help you start to notice even more that you have zero control over the fact that you're not present. And that's okay. I can't stress that's okay enough, but it's the repetitive. So I did that for a year before I was ready to start to take on this teacher training course of becoming a teacher of presence. And now I'm still not present a lot of the time. but I'm not mad at myself about it because I've decided that it matters to me. So I've made it a priority, and that helps. So it's the declaration to yourself that this is what I intend to do. And then you're noticing that those moments of presence get bigger. You're noticing that sometimes they're easy and sometimes not so much. And then keeping the meditation always a priority, even when you don't, especially when you don't feel like it. That's really good to do it. That will help too.
Clarifying question. Because again, we're giving people tools and we want to show them what certain things look like. So speaking from you, Janna, what does being present during the day look for you? And what does not being present during the day look for you?
When I am present, I'm not making up a bunch of intellectual decisions about what goes on for me. So I'm not deciding if that person over there is good or bad, right or wrong, if their behavior should be different or shouldn't be different. Those are all mental stories, basically. Things either happen when I'm present. Things either happen or they don't happen. Things either work or they don't. They just are what they are, and there's a tremendous amount of peace in that. So if let's pretend that I worked for a company and I got fired. What happened is I got fired. That's being present. When I'm not present, then it's because the boss was an asshole. It was because I'm a terrible human being and I need to beat myself up and I need to dissect and worry about why I did what I did and why it didn't work out and how come this and that. And now the mind is not your friend, okay? So there's a leap of faith that has to happen to be present, because if I'm present, whatever happens, happens. And I can control what I can control in the present moment. Now, being present doesn't mean my common sense flies out the window. So if I have homework I have to do for tomorrow and it's Sunday night, then I know in calendar time that by a certain time tomorrow I have to have a homework assignment turned in. That's not psychological time, though. That's not worrying about whether the teacher will like my homework or whether how long it's going to take me to get it done and how bad it sucks because I'm too tired. All that is not present. So I want to use my common sense and my calendar time to plan for when I need to turn my homework in or make that phone call or have that meeting with someone. And then I want to focus my attention in what I'm doing now. And every moment of my life, regardless of how busy my life looks on the outside, can be in a complete state of excellence, of feeling at peace. Even if I'm dying, I can just relax into it and be at peace. I don't have to fight and have all this mental mind clutter going on all the time. And that's what makes our experiences suck, is the mental mind clutter.
And yes, we're on the same page. I literally wrote that down. We talk about spring cleaning. What I'm hearing you say is being present, it is what it is. That's what happened. Yeah. Not presence is it's this whatever clutter in your mind that really I can't see. I haven't witnessed, other than in movies like Back to the Future, anyone actually change the past. Hasn't happened that I've known anyone to do it. So if you're constantly not present, thinking about why something happened or this or that, that's clutter in your mind. And we talked about this spring cleaning. It is spring is sprung. Look at what we're wearing. Birds outside, sunshine. Clutter does not serve.
No.
And your homework example, it sounds to me that, yes, your common sense doesn't go out the window. It's presence to whatever, execute what needs to happen to create a result.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I hear from you.
Yeah, it's the one bite of the elephant at a time.
I love that saying.
Yeah. And the most beautiful, delicious, succulent piece of elephant is on your tongue now. And it's just wonderful. And it might be sprinkled in sprinkles like on your donut shirt, right?
Yes.
It's like
elephant sprinkles.
I love that
Yes.
donut shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
It
I love it too.
But it's like the only time it makes you choke and freak out and have an anxiety attack is when you look and you go, oh my God, look at how big that elephant is that's left. I have so much more to go. But when you're looking at that, you're not enjoying the bite that's in your mouth.
And then somewhat what I would see then is the next thing that happens is you're enjoying eating elephant with sprinkles, elephant with maple glaze, elephant with blueberry glaze. And the next thing you know, the elephant's gone. And you ate the entire elephant.
And you need to go out and get another elephant.
That's right. I love it. Okay.
All the vegetarians are going to be, I don't know about that. Okay,
well, no. We're talking about a plant-based elephant, not an elephant that you would see in Africa. It's a plant-based elephant.
Yes. It's a tofu elephant.
Yes. I love that. Okay. Final thoughts on presence. Now, we talked a bit about what we're doing before this, and we are talking about other modalities that do support hypnosis and that kind of stuff that you work in. So
one of my favorite things to do in hypnosis is to help people anchor in the present moment. It gives them just that little extra edge on a little reminder in the brain to be present, you know. But I would say to add more presence, have presence be the number one goal.
Okay.
You know, that's where all the inspiration comes from. It's where all the answers, the knowing what to do, it's where all the wisdom is. And it's really better to eliminate the mind clutter and the chronic thinking as a way to get rid of anxiety, for example, than it is to add in more of, like when I first started doing hypnotherapy, I was focusing on adding in a sense of calm, adding in a sense of self-value, self-worth, self-esteem, adding in a feeling of everything's okay. But we want to that's the state that's already there. It's just covered up. It's like having too many blankets on your bed and not being able to feel the breeze on your skin in the summertime. We want to start to pull some of those layers off and let them go. We don't need to validate them or worry about how they got there, although sometimes that's a little bit useful. But we want to know that our goal is to get rid of the thinking, not add on new ways to think. So rather than finding new stories that sound better to you, see if you can just become conscious of some of the old stories and see if you can drop it like it's hot. Let it go. The best way to do that is maybe take a nature walk and listen to an Eckhart podcast, only because he's so present that his presence is contagious.
So is yours. So is yours. I may challenge our users to listen to some of your Instagram TV videos because they're pretty spot on. Now,
Well, thank you. I know I'm present when I'm looking at your donut shirt because that's really important to me. Donuts are important. That's the happy hypno tip for the day. Donuts.
And I'm going to use your final thoughts on the whole clutter, declutter, presence, and all that. That I plan to do some spring cleaning myself. And I'm going to not only just spring clean my place here, I'm going to spring clean my mental faculties as well, which is always a good thing.
Yes.
Very nice. As always, very enlightening. I love it. We talked about presence. We talked about another modality in addition to hypnotherapy, but it's very, very much in cohesion with each other. Some really good tips. And yeah, that question, that being present when one isn't actually trying to practice presence in a yoga studio or at a meditation, that's some good practice in day to day.
And hypnosis is a way to do it. I mean, I'm not here to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm always available too. Because
Yes, you are.
There's something very powerful about the mind being willing to trust that it's okay to be present. And those types of suggestions can go in hypnotically and help us release those fearful thoughts. It's usually the fearful thoughts that are stubborn.
And that's the ones, yeah. Make it cluttering and also putting your view in the rear view mirror as opposed to, again, you can't change the past.
But if you notice you're having fearful, stubborn thoughts, you're present.
Zing! That right there was $1 million tidbit for you out there. I love it. All right. Well,
it gets better. It gets more fun as you get into it, though. You know, at first it's boring, but boring is it's like a future thought. Like it's a belief that the future is going to feel better than the present. So just even noticing that's presence.
It's very present.
Yeah, I'm just going to sit here.
I think that's great. Be present with the chicken and the birds and fabulous. So thank you again, and thank you out there for tuning in, and give us a subscribe down below.
Yeah.
Because you'll get notified when we come on HypnoTalk every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. And I put Janna's Instagram handle down below that you can follow her there as well. She not only posts dolphins, she posts very succinct information, both on your videos, Instagram TV. I love your memes, and it's just a wealth of knowledge. So thank you for that.
I'm not present right now. I'm still stuck on that you called me succinct. I mean, I'm just going to, I'm going to live in the past over that for a while because that doesn't happen often.
Because those 2-minute videos, you nail them. And I'm coming from a place of neutrality. You nail it. So yes, give her a follow down there. It's really good stuff. So thank you, Janna. Thank you, viewers.
Thanks.
Have a fabulous a fabulous upcoming week. And peace.
Peace, guys.